The mad thing about trading is that what most people don't get is it demands so much from you.
Yeah.
Right, so business becomes a walk in the park, because you can like fumble your way through business, and you can do things when you're a little bit tired and sleepy. Trading, you can't do that. You can't fumble your way through trading. You have to be sharp. And this is what I love about community, because it keeps you in check.
Yeah.
For those that are local, it's another touch point for accountability, move towards something like I loved it. Again, it just reinforces why we've been doing everything we've been doing in the first place. Like when you see the attitude, the energy, the commitment, it just makes you want to push more and more. You know, imagine you didn't go down the route of surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
What's your kind of thoughts on that?
Thing is, I never knew if what I was doing was the right thing, it was the wrong thing. I didn't have anyone else to cross-correlate to. Nobody at all. And a part of me said, when it came to the first ever meetup, I was like, if I'm that timid and shy to speak to someone, and I'm not confident, how am I going to be confident to back my decisions when I trade? Well, originally before that I was self-taught, so the main aspect about that, it was quite lonely. So with this, the biggest value you get is you get that community there alongside you, which keeps you going, because when you got no one with you, you don't know whether you should keep going or not. And when you've got people going through the same experiences, it helps out a lot. That's probably the biggest take I've got from Falcon. Other than that is this constant mentorship. You don't get that anywhere else. I mean, I've not tried any other courses, but I'd rather not. Like, this is the only thing that I like now.
My mindset is on another level to what it was before Falcon. There's lots of things that you realise you think you're doing on your own, then you speak to all the other students and you realise everyone's going through the same thing. Everyone else, they've gone through the exact same stuff, and it makes you realise, you know, what you're going through is normal, and gives you that, you know, confidence that you're not spiralling into some bad thing.
Don't give up, stick at it. You're in it for the long game, and eventually, when the time is right, it will all come together, and then you'll be on your way.
There's a lot of new guys that I've met today, and it was really nice to see them in person and speak to them in person about their journey, their goals, where they're at with their trading, and sharing some of our experiences.
So it's impacted me quite well, to be honest with you. Just from a psychological standpoint, and a lot of skills that you learn at Falcon you can implement in your daily life as well.
If your focus is on becoming a great trader only by learning how to trade, you'll never be a great trader. What's going on, guys? So today is a meetup day. We've got one of our local meetups happening. One of the guys in Falcon organised it. So myself and Ibby are going to be coming to this meetup. I'm actually just about to pick Ibby up. We've got a lot of work that we're doing in the back end at the moment. So Ibby's coming to stay with me for a few days. We're doing a lot of chart work. Of course, myself, Ibby and Abdu have been working on some really interesting things for Falcon, behind the scenes, the fund, etc. And there's just so much scalability that's coming. So we thought we'll jump into this meetup. I think there's going to be about 15 or 20 of us. We've got an official one coming soon, which is, well, two, Manchester and London. I mean, we've done these literally all over the world, right? So we've been to Australia, we've been to Canada, etc. So we absolutely love doing them, because when you meet people in person, it's just a completely different feel, right? And yeah, I think people today, I don't think I've actually met anyone in person who's going to be at this particular meetup. So that's going to be, well, actually a couple, but that's going to be awesome. So looking forward to that. So we're just shy of about a couple of minutes out from picking up Ibby, and then we'll be at the meetup in about 30 minutes. Right guys, so it's been an incredible day today. As you can see, some of the guys are still here. A lot of them are left because they're traveling back, but honestly, my voice is nearly gone. The room was electric. Everybody here will tell you the energy in the room is something that I can't even explain. It's been such an incredible day. I can't wait to more of them. We finally kickstarted the meetups again. As you know, we went to literally Australia, went to the other side of the world. So this has been such a fun day. Got to meet so many new faces today, which is awesome. When you're teaching, educating people literally through a screen, it's not the same thing until you meet these people in person. You see how committed all these guys are. Honestly, it was incredible. So thank you to everyone that came today, of course. I hope you really enjoyed it. And for those of you that couldn't come to this one, there's going to be some official ones soon. Manchester, London, the list will go on. We're going to be going all over the world, but onwards and upwards. Honestly, so fired up by the commitment that we can see from so many guys and girls in the community. So this was an awesome day, and hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes as well. What is going on, guys? So it's 10 to 10 already. What a day it's been. We just actually filmed an episode on the Inside the Mind podcast with the man Ibby. How did you find the meetup today?
It was amazing.
So good, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's been a while since we had our last one, so it was good to see everyone in person for the first time. People are a lot taller than I expected. I think the conversation of height lasted like 30 minutes, comparing heights, but it was good. Like I said, they're a lot more open in person, a lot more themselves as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit nervous at the start because if not, it's their first meetup. I felt like my first meetup. It's been that long, but it was so good. We can definitely do these more regularly.
100%. We're going to have the ones on every sort of 6 weeks locally.
Yeah.
That's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Because accountability, the importance of all these things, like they're so good. And being able to meet people in person as well. I mean, just on that note, just thinking about the importance of community. This is what I think most people do not realise. Right? Your ego will tell you, I want to be self-taught. I want to tell people I've done it by myself. You're sabotaging yourself. Why reinvent the wheel? The wheel turns just fine on its own. You just got to learn how it actually turns in the first place. What would you say about community? You know, imagine you didn't go down the route of surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
What's your kind of thoughts on that?
That's funny because I was self-taught for 2 years.
You was that guy. You was that self-taught guy.
I was literally the self-taught guy, so I'm talking from experience on this. It was the lonely part was obviously going to be there, but thing is, I never knew if what I was doing was the right thing or the wrong thing. I didn't have anyone else to cross-correlate to, nobody at all. And a part of me said, when it came to the first ever meetup, I was like, if I'm that timid and shy to speak to someone, and I'm not confident, how am I going to be confident to back my decisions when I trade? I wasn't even like knowledgeable about trade, but that logic just sinked in. I was like, I've got to be confident. And that showed me a lot. I was always afraid of speaking up in public or those kind of things. Just going to more meetups and speaking to people taught me to converse. If I can converse with other people, I can converse with myself better. And I genuinely mean that. Like I could begin to converse with myself a lot better when I'm forecasting or making a video, whatever it might be. I don't know if you've seen the learning pyramid or whatever it is.
Of course, yeah.
But a lot of people, you can Google that. So there's different stages of learning and stuff, and the end stage is speaking and teaching that to other people.
The mad thing about trading is that what most people don't get is it demands so much from you.
Yeah.
Right. So business becomes a walk in the park because you can like fumble your way through business and you can do things when you're a little bit tired and sleepy. Trading, you can't do that. You can't fumble your way through trading. You have to be sharp. And this is what I love about community because it keeps you in check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break my phone. It's been a long day. It keeps you in check.
Yeah.
And I think that is the beautiful part about surrounding yourself with people on the same mission as you, because then you feel embarrassed. You come to another meetup, for example. It's like, oh yeah, I thought you said you was going to do that. Or say if someone was going to go for funding, but they just decided not to. You're going to feel embarrassed. It's like, why? And you normally don't have the answer. And the truth is sometimes you just need a bit of a push in the right direction. Just need a bit of guidance. Right?
That's what we said to quite a few of them today. That the question was, like a very common question was, we're thinking of applying for funding. But do we need a certain amount of consistency and all these kind of things? And I think this is an unpopular opinion for some, but I think people have this myth in their head that they have to be consistent for a full year, or there's a set amount of consistency. Also, we didn't pay too much attention to the consistency mark required for funding, because you can have traders that are consistent on personal capital, which is a different environment mentally, no pressure. Now all of a sudden they've got funded capital, even it might be less money, the assessment, than they're actually trading in their personal account.
Exactly.
But because they see the potentiality and scale up and
Pressure.
so quick, pressure, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
They've got an inability to manage their knowledge under pressure. And a lot of that is shown to them when they get onto funded capital. So the advice that obviously we gave was just literally dive into the pool and start swimming. It's only got a pool there, but dive into the pool, start swimming and just go for it. Instead of waiting around and waiting for these perfect conditions, which are never gonna, I don't think anyone can ever be ready, so to speak. And the only way you can get ready is if you actually just get on it and start trading, because you learn things about yourself.
It's perfectionism, right? There's this crazy belief system that we think, once I'm here, then I'll behave like this.
Yeah.
For example, once I'm rich, then I'll save money.
Yeah.
Once I'm rich, then I'll invest. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You have to do the thing beforehand. And part of becoming a successful trader is not once I'm consistently making 10% a month, then I'll go for funding.
Yeah.
There's going to be a middle part that you've got to fumble through on the way there, right? You've got to get involved. You've got to get in the deep end. It's a training ground. You know, the first time might not go right. Second time might not go right. Now, depending on your identity and your self-image, that's going to play a huge role in how you feel with that, right? But the reality is, that is a training muscle within itself. Like you said, pressure, right? That is valuable within itself, which most people are underlooking because they're waiting for this perfect moment, perfect time to be successful and then I'll do that. But the reality is sometimes going for it is what pushes you.
Yeah.
Because what it does, it highlights all of the areas. But let's say you do it the first time and it goes really badly for whatever reason. It's going to highlight you real quick what you need to figure out. You're going to know straight away, thought my routine was good, thought my journaling was good, I thought my mental state was quite sharp, yet none of it is. So it's a good thing. You should take that as a compliment, right? You should take it in a good light that I now know what I need to focus on and what I thought I had locked down. So why it always scares me when people say, I just need to work on my mindset. My technicals, they're on point. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So you've just said, I wouldn't even say that, right? Because I wouldn't allow my ego to tap into that, right? My technicals are solid, but I'm not just going to say there's nothing else for me to learn and like they're done. Let's park that, because what you're suggesting is that there's nothing else for you to learn. And then what that means to me straight away is that there's probably a missing gap in your technicals before you even go into your mindset. I said I'd give Abdu a call anyway, let him know how the meetup is, how the meetup went, because he desperately wanted to be there. So let's give him a call. See how the big man is.
Hey.
Yo, how's it going?
Good. How was the meetup?
Yeah, it was really good. I'm just here with Ibby as well, so you're on speaker. It was sick.
I saw the photos. They look really like. Is Alex the one who took all the photos?
Yeah. Alex took the
killed
photos.
it. Looked really nice. It was. This was our first one since the pandemic, right?
100%. It was. It was so good. And I can't remember when was the last one. Was it like 2 years ago?
Like summer
I think
2019.
it was before the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Summer 2019.
No, it was really good. It was a really great crowd. What do you think of it, Ibby? Anyway,
I loved it. To be honest, you know, we've had meetups in the past, and this was some people's first meetup, but it's just the same feeling. It's like going back to your first meetup. It was just sick, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's even cool because as you're saying, like some of the people that you met before, like they've grown since then too, right? So it's like it's just cool to see, and then obviously the new people that were there a lot of newer people that you guys haven't met for the first time?
yeah, I would say so. There was at least I would only say about 4 people that I've met before. There's a lot of people that couldn't, of course, attend because it was on short notice. But for a local meetup, for the turnout was phenomenal, and the commitment levels were actually crazy. Like all in mentality.
It's mad because I'd never met any of them except Josh Garwood and
Solid guy, Josh.
Jamie.
Right?
Jamie, that's the one. Yeah, I didn't meet any of them before because you've just seen him over Zoom for the past 2 years. So you build a perception.
You're like, are you guys real people? You know, like.
Well, check this out. They couldn't believe that you were anywhere past 5'10".
Dude, I'm telling you, like, everyone thinks I'm like 2 feet, first of all, and I don't know why, but we'll go with it. But no, did you guys, was it like a lot of like kind of mini conversations, or did you guys have like a group one at the end or at the start or any of that?
Listen, the end conversation was like a king giving a conversation to his tribe on how they're going to conquer the next land. It was sick. But the before that, prior to that, it was just conversations, mini conversations between everybody. But it's different, man, because it's in person. What you say has a lot more conviction. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. No. And I saw a lot of Starbucks. I was proud of you guys for that. That was good.
Yeah, everyone understood. It was like, is this Abdu's influence? I was like, yep.
Everyone knew, exactly.
Oh, listen, I tried the...
honored seeing that.
I tried the iced tea thing, whatever it is.
The ice white mocha.
The ice white mocha, yeah.
You tell me you've never had an iced tea.
Yeah, I've never. Well, I touched it once and I hated it.
Well, this was an ice white mocha, right? So a little bit different, but you enjoyed it.
I loved it.
And of course, there was people on there that are obviously in FX Live, which was cool to see. There's people there that have already passed on the fund, so they were actually at the meetup as well, which was sick. So we had those conversations of, you know, like making sure they're level-headed and making sure they're not doing anything silly, because we have like nearly 30 people actually technically passed, so they just need their trading days. So soon before you know it, we'll have 50 people, they'll be scaling up 6 figures. It's sick.
Yeah, that was actually something I heard a lot there. Surprisingly, people were saying that, look, we're like this many days away from passing, which is sick. Like that's something that we expected to hear, but not to that degree. Like everyone I spoke to said that.
But that's it though. Like we've been talking about this a while ago, but I think it's just super cool for it to actually be like, I guess the word I'm looking for is real now, right? Where it's like, you're like, look, one day we're gonna have a bunch of funded traders in the room, and here we are now. You're at that point, 30 people-ish are about to pass, right, or have passed, and just the trading days. And then imagine like, and because the Manchester one is when's that meetup? That's
probably in about 5 weeks from now.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be
exactly right. There will have a lot of them have passed there, and then I'm sure I'm sure we'll have an end of year meetup, and that one will actually have probably quite a few people that have not just passed but also on 6 figures, right? Which will just be so sick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking of doing a localized one next month. So I've already asked everybody. They said they'll make it down. So that's going to happen next month, and then I think July, Abe said, is the next potential.
Yeah, so Manchester or London for the official ones, but we're going to have the regular ones. So at that venue, I'm going to be doing that with the guys every sort of 6 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's just like an accountability. Like of course, everybody's welcome, right? But for those that are local, it's another touch point for accountability. Move towards something. Like I loved it. Like the energy you get. Again, it just reinforces why we've been doing everything we've been doing in the first place. Like when you see the attitude, the energy, the commitment, it just makes you want to push more and more. A lot of questions about the refinement. Of course, the community is super excited, so that was a topic of conversation today. But it's honestly going to be mind-blowing once this is rolled out, so can't wait for that.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated with anything else, but honestly, the meetup was sick. Can't wait for you to be at another one. Can't wait for another one to happen. Of course, when you're there as well in all different parts, it's going to be so good.
Like linking back to what you mentioned there before, like school as an example is one I can correlate to it. If you go into an exam hall as an idea, and you take the same exam that you took in the classroom, different results completely because of the pressure difference, right?
Yep.
But that's not a measure of your intelligence. It's a measure of how well can I deploy my memorization skills under pressure. So trading, if someone fails a funded account, it doesn't actually mean they're a bad trader.
Exactly.
Because why can these people still perform when they go on back test and they're doing totally fine there, where there's no like emotional involvement? It goes to show they know what they need to know to get consistent to a certain level. But why can they not deploy that in the markets? It's the clearest sign possible that it's a mental issue, it's a psychological issue, it's a confidence issue. And when they look at themselves holistically in their life, as an example, these people can't even like hold a conversation with someone without thinking, wait, like they start second guessing themselves.
Exactly.
Like they don't have conviction behind what they say.
If your focus is on becoming a great trader only by learning how to trade, you'll never be a great trader.
Exactly.
Right, because you think that everything that you need is in trading,
Yeah.
and you forget all these other things. So if you're not confident to make a decision already, because this is why power of community, right? Because it teaches us to be able to do that, pushes people out of their comfort zone. I love it, because what it does is it pushes them to understand that confidence is a huge part of trading. If you don't have it, how can you then bank on the fact that you're going to trust yourself trading large amounts of money to back your decision? And you can't even speak to two people without shaking, you know? These things are so important, which is why we focus on things holistically, and I absolutely love it. So
100%.
power of community, guys. You know, it's been absolutely awesome. So hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed the behind the scenes. You see the level of commitment. Of course, the energy is just completely different. Generally have more energy than when you go there after, because you're so fired up and you're lifted by people's inspiration, and you see there's people working in the shadows, they're just putting the work in. It's just so enjoyable. So I hope you enjoyed that, and there's going to be many more to come as well. If you're going to jump in the pool, this is cold shower territory. I wonder what the temperature actually is. I think it's probably like 11 degrees. So
find out if I'm a fake now.
As baby steps.
I know. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the episode, and today was just a fascinating day. Like I said, it's been a while since we did the last meetup, so the energy was really high. I'm honestly more excited for these continuous meetups. So I'm going to be hosting one in Manchester next month. Mark's going to be doing these every like 6 to 8 weeks as well. So we're going to bring that community vibe back into person again. So that's going to be very exciting. A lot of you, like I said, I talked to in person, and it was just an exhilarating experience really to get to know you guys a bit more in person. It feels a little bit more connected. I think we were losing out on that sort of human to human kind of connection because we were on Zoom all the time and all these kind of things. So it was fantastic. I really loved it. I'm staying over at Mark's currently, so the King's Palace, enjoying it. Like I said, it's crazy to think that like 4 or 5 years ago, it was complete strangers, and now obviously we've over time grown closer and those kind of things, and the circles become tighter, and so it's a massive inspiration for myself as well. And again, this is a point, like if you guys stay tight knit with your circle, you'll find it reaps a lot of rewards for you in the future, and don't underestimate what you've got here as well, and just the genuinity and the authenticity with people that you've got in the community, and just people you're learning from as well. It's a big part of it, and we actually care about you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'm gonna not jump in the pool.